Hi guys, it's Nancy, and I have some new products for June 10th, 2023 from Spellbinders, and these are part of the Sealed for Summer collection. So there's a lot of new releases coming out. I'm going to show you the ones that I picked. You can definitely go check out the website. I'll put the link down below in the description for you guys. But we have a couple of fun things. So I already have one warming up in our Glimmer system, and this is called the Glimmer Alphabet. Okay, so with the Glimmer Alphabet, these are lowercase letters. They're very fun font. So we have this one. We're just gonna warm up, and then we'll do this other plate. So there's two plates, and of course, in Spellbinders fashion, you also get the dies. Now here's the cool thing. You can use the dies without hot foiling, or you can do the hot foiling and, you know, make it a background, but you can cut out the letters. So they line up. We're gonna play with this together so you guys can see how this works. So we're gonna do that, and then there's also a Glimmer Alphabet stencil which fills in the letters. I guess I would show it like this. The open spots. So not only will you have this foiled, but the open spots will be filled in with the stencil. So that's Glimmer Alphabet and Glimmer Alphabet stencil. We're gonna let this warm up. I just turned it on, so that'll take just a moment. Then we have the modern ovals, and I kept mixing up. These are the stylish ovals, so let me show you guys the difference. Okay, the stylish ovals are a little more rounded, I would say. Kind of, I keep calling them squovals because they're like a square oval, and I'm just trying to get these all so they're in the same direction. But you can see how they're more square and then they round out. Well, the new ones are called Essential Modern Ovals, okay? So the Essential Modern Ovals are more like rectangles. So if you do long cards versus wide cards, these are the new ones. So I just want you guys to see that. So these are going to be nice for your longer cards, your longer sentiments. I mean, this is what I really like, the center one. If you're doing any kind of sentiment stamping, this is perfect to cut those sentiments out. So this is more rectangular, and I need to put these on little metal plates. So these are more rectangular. These are the brand new ones. These are called Essential Modern Ovals. And then these are more rounded, or square, I should say, square. And then Spellbinders does have new square, new circle, the new hexy gem. So there are a whole bunch of new dies coming out. So if you are trying to build up your die collection, this is a great way to do it, and not just have just circles and squares, right? So a lot of us like to make different shape cards, or maybe you have different shape sentiments that you want to cut out, or different shaped, you know, just images. You know, especially like with the embossing folders, there's so many different things you can stamp out and then frame it off and matte layer it with these dies. And they always have these different sizes, so you can decide the thickness of your next layer. If you want a really thick layer, you can go up a couple sizes. If you wanted a really close layer, I think these are less than 1/4 inch apart if you cut them in the order. Okay, so this one is more square rounded. So again, I call this one Squoval, which is Essential Stylish Ovals. And then this is the brand new one called Essential Modern Ovals. So I like them both. It's up to you which one you want to get, one, the other, or both, okay? And then we have a brand new 3D embossing folder called Mandala Blooms. And I will, of course, demonstrate that to you guys. And there is a new storage product called the Sealed Storage Box. So if you have started the wax seal, it's not something that's going to go away. I love that Spellbinders is bringing this back. It reminds me of something old, new again, you know, kind of like the Better Press that's coming out. And so this is their new sealed storage box. And so all your little wax seals that you have, this little flip top here. You know what else you could keep in here? It's not just for wax seals, but the sequins. So the sequins come in a little baggie, just like the wax seals do. So they come in this little baggie, right? And I've been keeping them in the little baggie. So that's what this is for. And these come in a little baggie. And I've been buying these little storage containers and putting them in. These are all Spellbinders. And if I had one of these, I could put them in here. Let me see. Does this go all the way to the top? It does. So the dividers go all the way to the top, so it'll keep everything separated. But this is going to be great for your sequins or for your wax seals. So let's put some of mine in here, because I've just been keeping mine in these little baggies because I didn't know what else to do with them. Now, you're just going to kind of spread them out. And I usually use 3 or 4 at a time. So it looks like a whole column. It looks like our glimmer has warmed up. Do I have the name of that first one? I tried to keep the tags. Fuchsia. Okay, so that first one was fuchsia. And you get 100 beads in a thing. This one is called red, just plain red. And some of these have a pearlescent metallic look to them. Some of them are just kind of plain and glossy when you use them. Now, for those of you that are jumping on this trend, this bandwagon, I'm going to tell you a little secret here. So we have green. Let me put white in the middle here. Here we go. This is pearl white. I was given a little secret that starting in July, I believe, they are going to launch a wax seals club. So just like we have with the Glimmer of the Month, you know, dies of the month, 3D embossing folder of the month. The word on the street is there is going to be a wax seal of the month, and I believe better press of the month. I don't know all the details. I don't know the cost. I don't know what's going to be included, but I am excited to hear that. That one was a dark green, which was called green, I guess, just green, but that's got pearlescent in it. And then this one is teal. So I just now eliminated 5 little baggies of wax seals, and you can see one bag pretty much fits into 3 of these containers. I have a little bit of extra teal. How many were in here? I must have got a couple extra in there. So I'll keep those in the little bag here, and then once I run down, I'll put some in there. Remember too, you can mix your waxes to get some cool effects, to get a marbleized effect. Oh, this came out of something else. That's why there's extra in there. Okay. So then we close this up, snaps closed. And now my little wax seals are all in one little container, and then I can label these with the names so I know. But that really makes me happy, and now I've kind of eliminated a lot of junk out of my storage here. Okay, perfect. All right, so our glimmer is warmed up. Let's take a look at how this alphabet glimmer works, and we will also 3D emboss this. I have a piece of cardstock here. It feels like Hammer Mill 80 pound. So it feels like. Let me grab some foil. So all these products will be available on June 10th. Again, over at Spellbinders. I'll put the link down below. I believe they'll also be available over at Scrapbook.com. So I'll put that link down below. Just cutting a piece of Aura Glimmer foil. We're going to put that face down. We're going to do one set of letters, and then we'll do the other set. And I want you to notice I kind of put my plate at a diagonal. I probably could do both at the same time just to save on paper here. here I go again, moving things and not knowing where they move them. Oh, as my dad would say, if it had teeth, Nance, it would have bit you. Okay. All right. Well, you know, I can never make things easy on myself, can I? Okay. Okay, we're going to give that the minute timer countdown. In the meantime, because we're going to need the platinum machine anyway, I'm going to spritz a piece of cardstock here. Just going to spritz that. And this is the Spellbinders cardstock. And we're going to run this 3D folder through and see what it looks like. And remember, with the platinum, you're going to use the new universal system with the 3D folders, which is going to give you platform A. Okay, this is your base platform, your 3D embossing folder with your paper inside, lightly spritz, and platform D. Okay, so remember 3D folder, you want platform D. And we're just going to slowly run that through. Okay, and our glimmer is done. So we're going to disconnect that and roll that through, nice and slow. And then we'll see how it die cuts and how it stencils. Okay, I'll give that a second to cool down. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Really cool. Look at those beautiful little florals. Now my water has to dry, but once it dry, you won't see that. And that 3D effect, man, the dimension you get, guys. Love this little swirly background circle. Then you have these petals, then more circles, then a tiny little flower, little dots. That is so cute. And again, that's called the Mandala Blooms. Beautiful 3D folder. Let's take a look at our glimmer foil. See how this looks. Pretty good. Little bit of overfoiling, which I'm just going to take my stiff brush and knock that out over the trash can. Mostly in the center of those letters. That's to be expected. But I'm noticing there are some registration marks on here. Let me silence this phone. Why is everybody bothering me when I'm filming, right? Just always happens that way. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so there are some lines around these foil plates. So I'm assuming, oh yeah, it's going to make it so much easier to cut it out. So see those lines, those little thin lines there? Look at, they line right up with the die, and then we can see through it. So let's grab some Spellbinders tape. And I'm going to line this up. You can also see through it, so you can see through that what you're seeing is basically the area that's going to get stenciled on. I like that all the letters are together for foiling and for cutting, so I can just keep them in a little jar, and when I'm ready to use them, I'll pull them out of the jar. Same thing, we have the little registration marks around the plate. And we can see through the die where those open areas should be. That looks pretty good. I think I just jiggled it a little. Okay. So we're going to cut it and then we're going to foil it. I mean, we're going to stencil it. So to cut it, we want platform A, platform B, we want cutting plate. Gonna put our paper and our die down and our top plate. And let's run this through. Okay, and you can see some of those letters are poking through. Oops, I missed a spot there cutting it, but oh, I should have stenciled first. Stencil first. I'm going to do this again. Of course I am. Stencil first. Make a note, stencil first, you guys. Foil and stencil first. So we're going to, oh, my letters are popping out now. I'm going to turn that hot foil plate back on. I'm just going to move my dies over here for now. Stencil first. Okay, so we're going to let that warm up. We're going to cut another piece of foil. Actually, we're just going to use the piece that I already cut. We don't need to redo all of these. Do I have all the letters for the... We can make one word here, I think. All right, we're going to let that warm up. Let me pop out these letters. Let me grab a piece of paper to put them on. Look at them all just popping out. Look at that. Look how pretty that is without even using the stencil. Now this one I'm going to leave on. I actually want to run this through again because it didn't cut out. Like a little blank spot right here where it didn't cut out. So let's run that through while we're waiting for this to heat up. Sometimes when that happens, you need to just turn your die a little bit like that and then run it through again. Okay, now all my letters cut out. We're going to put them all on here. So ideally, we would stencil, if you wanted to stencil the color in, we would stencil it in first and then die cut everything. Okay. And then you're just left with that, which is waste. Or you can use it. Oh, that would be a really cool stencil, especially like back to school or something. All right, so let's just say I want to spell out the word hello. So I have These are really pretty, and they're the perfect size. They're not too big, they're not too small. Here's my L. There's my E. I'm cutting another L. There's my H. So H, E, we're cutting another L, and here is my O. Okay, so we're going to move these aside. Our glimmer is done. Same foil, same paper, same glimmer plate, so it should foil the same way. Give that a second to cool down. Here are the other letters. Okay, and again, a little bit of that overfoiling in the center of the letters, not uncommon. See there in the A, in the B. Just take a stiff brush and knock that out. The other thing you can do is you can take some of your washi tape and you can actually go over some of those areas, and anywhere there's not supposed to be foil, it will lift out of the way. You just want to be careful because some tapes are stronger than others, and you don't want to pull up the foil where there's supposed to be foil. Okay? So just be careful with that. Try the soft brush first before you do that. Okay, now let's stencil. So we have the plates here, and all we're going to do is look through. This is so easy, just to look through and line that up. I'm going to grab one of my new Spellbinders mini stencil brushes. Grab some ink here. And all we're going to do is line that up. You could use a little tape if you wanted to hold it down, but I'm just going to do a couple letters here. And this is totally optional. It looks great whether you just foil it, cut it, stencil it. It's up to you how much you want to do with this. If you don't feel like stenciling it, don't stencil it. But this is going to be really cool just to add that pop of color. And these little tiny stencil brushes make it easy. And they're not expensive, you guys. I think it's 3 brushes for like $3.99 or $4.99. It's not expensive at all for these little brushes. In fact, I just ordered another set of them so that I have a couple more. So there is the stencil, and here's what it looks like when you get that in there with the ink. That's pretty cool. All right, let's cut this out. Let's get our letter L cut out. And we're going to use this, and we're going to use this. And we're going to put together a little card. Oh, let's use our new ovals. Let's cut this out. And again, to line this up, we're going to look through the die, but we're going to line up those outer lines. Those are our guide marks. Put a little tape on there. Okay, we just really want letter L right now, which is, of course, under the tape. Look at how all those letters just pop right out. Use a little pokey tool, poke those out. Okay, all my letters are out. And I just want letter L, just right here. We're going to put those letters with their other letters. Let's use one of the new modern ovals and cut out a little piece of cardstock to go with this. A little piece of yellow. And we're just going to frame this word I'm going to glue this down and I'm going to cut it out of the center. And I cut it out of the center because then I can still use this piece of cardstock as a matte layer for future projects. Where are the tweezers? Because my fingers will get glue all over them. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is add a little glue to the back of these. I'm going to glue them down in the center, and then I'm going to die cut it out with one of the new modern ovals. And I'll pause the video. I'll be right back for you guys. Okay, guys, I got all my letters glued down. I am using the second from the smallest modern ovals die here. We're going to cut this out of the center real quick. I'm going to put a little tape on it to make sure it doesn't move. Look how perfectly it fits over those letters. We're going to run that through our die cutting machine. And we're going to put this card together using all the new products from Sealed for Summer release. Okay, that's tape. I thought my paper ripped. Nope, it's tape. Look at that. Okay, so now we're going to assemble this card. And like I said, I don't want to waste this paper. So I'm going to make this yellow layer our matte layer. Then we're going to put our mandala blooms over top of it. So I hope this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Which it does look like it is. Perfect. We're going to cut this guy down to 5 1/4 by 4, so it'll mat over that perfectly. And then we're going to attach our sentiment. It's done. So this is a great way of using, your matte layer by just die cutting out of the center of it. You still have this paper available to use as a matte layer, and no one's going to know that you did that die cut, and it's going to match whatever you're doing. So that's 5.5 by 4 1/4. This one is 5 1/4 by 4. So this is an A2 size card. Okay. And if you haven't checked Spellbinders' website lately, they are now carrying cosmic shimmer opal polishes. You can put some opal polish over here. You can put some lunar paste over here. They are all over there at Spellbinders. Some really cool, neat things they have. They have the new TCW Sparks, which are the watercolor pigments. You can do those over an embossing folder. It looks cool. Or make the Sparks background and then do the 3D embossing folder on it. So cool. I'm just using the Spellbinders foam squares here to attach our sentiment. So we have used the brand new Mandala Blooms 3D embossing folder. We have used the new Glimmer Alphabet. We didn't use the stencil on this, but you guys saw that. And we used the new modern, where do I want it? I'm going to put it down here. We used the new modern oval. So a lot of fun things over at Spellbinders as part of this release. And don't forget also the storage box and the mini stencil. The mini stencil brushes, they come in a 3-pack. They're 3 different sizes as well. Go check everything out. Links down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up on your way out. Thanks for watching and keep on foiling. Bye, guys. This needs sequins. We're not done. These are the Aura Opalescent sequins. We're going to add some of these. Maybe we're going to add them. Where's my sticky stick? Oh, right next to me. Duh. Okay. Do we want to add these on the flowers? Let's just add them randomly. Let's do that. And they come in different sizes. All the different sizes are in here, you guys. But these are really pretty because they're iridescent. Fun! All right, there you go. Now we're done. Again, if you have any questions or comments, post them down below. I will link everything in the description for you. And once again, there is our final card. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back. I was just wondering if we can stencil and die cut this without doing the hot foiling. So let's just indulge here for a minute. And my little dog was just howling, so hopefully she doesn't do that again. Now, I'm just doing this real quick, obviously. Just want to see if we can get this to work. Okay. So we have it all stenciled. Okay, now, can we cut this without using the glimmer? Of course, I like to hot foil, but I know that's not always convenient, and you're in a bind, and you want to just have some quick letters without foiling. Let's see what we can do here. It looks like the answer is going to be yes. Because you can look through here and you can see the areas where the stenciling should be. Let's see what we get here. There is the answer. So you don't even have to do the glimmer part to get these cool letters. There you can see. There are the letters without glimmering. They look fine. Either as is, they make fine. So if you just want to die cut these out of some glitter cardstock, or maybe you already have some foiled cardstock, you can use just the die and they die cut fine. Or you can do the stencil and then die cut. So this is really versatile. I really appreciate that. So once again, Spellbinders thinks of everything. All right, guys, now I'm done talking. Bye.